Arizona, homeowner's best friend.
Unlike chickens, where they're only going to be foraging in your backyard, bees can go 3 to 5 miles. How do I know if they're getting enough food? Or is there supplemental food I can get? You know, you got those hard bird blocks you can throw out in your backyard that birds come pick at. Is there a pollen bee block on the market?
Well, actually, sort of. So that's a really good question, because right now we're seeing flowers everywhere. There's the mesquite blooming, Palo Verde's blooming.
All the African poppy wildflowers all over the state.
Everywhere. So we call that a nectar flow. So every state has its own nectar flow season, and that what kind of plants that are blooming, and that designates what kind of honey you're getting. But right now it seems so abundant, but come June, it's not going to be so abundant. So you might see flowers blooming. You might see oleanders, lantana, bougainvillea, but guess what? The honeybees don't get anything from those flowers. So as a beekeeper, your job is to look inside the hive. So every other week, we open up our hive and we look at every single frame, and we determine if they have food in there. Do they have enough honey stored? Because that's what the bees are going to eat when they don't have flowers to go to. And do they have enough pollen stored? Because pollen is what the nurse bees eat to make royal jelly that they feed to the larvae. So you need to make sure there's enough of all of that inside your hive, and that there's no diseases that are evident or pests. And then you do some research to figure out how to help that. If they don't have enough food, if there's not enough honey stores, you're going to have to feed them sugar syrup, which is basically a 1-to-1 ratio of sugar to water. And you have to use white sugar. You cannot use brown sugar or natural sugar, because those have things in them that can cause distress to the honeybee's digestive system. White sugar is actually the most similar to pure nectar. I know it sounds bad that, I'm feeding my bees candy, but that's what they eat. We don't eat candy, but they do, or sugar. And then if they don't have enough pollen stores, then we feed them powdered pollen. It's not real pollen, it's a pollen substitute, which is, pollen is protein, honey is their carbohydrate. They have to have both. So that, you'll know, that's why you look in your hive. If they don't have enough of any of it and it's not available out in nature, then you feed it to them.
Rosie on the house, every Arizona home.